Hey, thanks, Julianne. Saving my butt. I'm over here talking on mute. Okay, let's try that again. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Pink and Means Facebook or YouTube channel, wherever you are joining from. We are going to wrap up some glossy gel panels that we started creating the other night. So as I was saying, you may remember if you were here the other night that my heart panel, I put something on top of it while it was drying. And so it has a good bit of chunky texture on these lower hearts. So we're going to test and do an experiment to see if that affects how it foils. Okay. And then the star one, I was excitedly telling you, came out pretty smooth. So I have one little spot of like red glitter that got in there. I'm really not sure where that came from. But besides that, it looks pretty smooth, looks pretty good. Hi, Mary. Hi, Maria. Also, I saw Virginia and Julianne checking in the beginning. Thank you, ladies, so much, especially Julianne and Virginia for letting me know that you couldn't hear me. Hopefully now that is fixed. The other panel that we created the other day is this really fun blue stripe, but you can see I have, where is it? Right here. We had a wrinkle, and so we skipped a spot in our foiling. And so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to kind of solve that / cover it up. That is where we are for now. So I don't see anybody else commenting that they can't hear me. So I'm going to assume that that is resolved. Fingers crossed. And let me switch us over to, there we go, our regular overhead view. Somebody has a second, let me know if you in the comments officially if you can hear me. Okay, Mary said I'm good now. Thank you guys. There is also like a little delay on these videos all the time. So I have a lot of goodies here. I have the panels that we just talked about. I have 2 stamp sets. We have the Rough Day and the Possum Friend. I love these. I think they're adorable. I think they're great for year round. And I also think that they are going to cover up this wrinkle perfectly and will work well with the stars. So we'll do one on here, one on our star panel, as long as that comes out good. So because I did not pre-stamp these, we're going to go ahead and get these stamped up so they can dry for a couple minutes. Then we will start our foiling, and then we will color, and then we will assemble. Perfect. Thank you guys for letting me know that my audio is back. I appreciate you. Sometimes that's just how it goes. It's always got to be something, right? At least this time we just know I got it out of the way at the beginning. So I hope you guys are having a good week. It's almost the end of the week. That's not the right thing. I need my stamps. Guys, come here. Is anybody doing anything fun this weekend? I hope so. Let me get my cat stamp situated. I'm using Copic Express It paper. This is always my go-to for when I am coloring with my Copic markers. I saw Michelle comment in a group saying that it is also hers, her go-to favorite for Copic coloring. So that was nice. It was like very validating. Oh, Julianne's just trying to stay cool. I can only imagine. Hey, Kendra. I know, I think most of the US is in a heat wave this week. It was like mid 90s here. We usually hit that around the end of July, beginning of August anyway, but it doesn't make it any easier. So I'm just gonna focus on stamping out or worry about stamping out my images to start. We'll figure out sentiments at the end when we wrap everything up. It's not the right cardstock. It's not the right color. There it is. Copic Express It is like one of the smoothest fiber papers I've ever had. So I can tell I can tell right away what I'm holding on to. Oh, Virginia said the heat index there in Virginia was 105. So gross. That's brutal. Hey, Beverly. I see Crystal, or sorry, Krista. I am having a good evening. I have a little bit of a headache, but that certainly is not going to stop me. My husband went on a fishing trip last night, and my mother-in-law is an angel and watched the girls for us. And my brain decided that we could not be home alone, and so I did not sleep very well. And I think that that is contributing to my headache today. But everybody's home now, so hopefully that won't be an issue tonight. All right, so we have our cat and our dog. They're just so stinking cute. I just love, Pink and Maine has a couple different like animals. I know there's a reindeer and something else that are this like design, these really long-legged ones, and I love it. Yeah, my house is back in balance with the craziness. Although, of course, then our TV broke today. So, you know, it's always a up and down. That's just life. All right, I'm going to turn on my Mink, set it to 3. I found, I think it's like two more card bases. So that made me happy. That was a lovely sign from the universe today. I cannot find my carrier sheet though, so we're still using parchment paper today. But I do have that same blue star that we foiled our stripes with on Tuesday. I'm going to use that for my hearts. And then I grabbed the starry silver holographic, and that's what we're going to do our stars out of. Oh, interesting. I laid this on top of, yeah, I laid this on top of my sheet. And some of it already started transferring. That's interesting. So be really careful where you're laying your stuff, because now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like little bits of my foil are like missing basically. They got transferred already. Interesting. Well, I don't want to let it go to waste, so we're going to use that piece and obviously just make it work. But it's giving me hope that this is actually going to work out. Anybody who wasn't able to join us on Tuesday, we are testing out. I have seen people say, many people say, so I generally believe them, that you can use the Glossy Gel from Pink and Maine through a stencil or smear however you want to, I guess, and then let it dry and then use it to foil instead of having like a toner sheet or whatever else. But I've never tried it. So this was my first official go at it. I don't even know if I'm supposed to heat it up this much. We're gonna find out. But what better way to experiment? I'd rather you try it first, and then you guys can decide from there what way is going to be the best for you. Yeah, that definitely is going to fit. Close enough. All right, so I'm putting my sheet in my makeshift parchment paper carrier sheet, and we're going to feed it through. It doesn't really feel tacky, Mary. That's why I was like, if you put a piece of paper on top of it, like you can hear it squish a little bit, but like it doesn't feel tacky to the touch. Like it's not sticky. I guess it has just like a little bit of a grip to it almost. Kendra, you said you do that all the time. You mean you use the Glossy Gel for your foil? Because that's great. I should have asked you what to do ahead of time. Sometimes it's just fun to like figure it out on your own, though. Maybe that's just me, but I do like that sometimes. I'm going to give that a second to dry. It looks a little wrinkly, so we're going to see what happens with that. And then I'm going to trim out this blue star for these hearts. And we are going to see what happens with these textured bumpy, lumpy hearts that I made on accident. I'm just trimming off that extra because I'm not using a whole carrier sheet. If I had that, I really wouldn't bother. I'm not sure it really matters. Anyway. And again, just letting that grab. Let's take off our tape. Laying stuff and messing up your foil. Well, that definitely makes me feel better, Kendra, that you do that too. At least I'm not alone in that. All right, let's peel it. Oh my gosh. You guys, there's like one little spot that didn't transfer and one spot that overfoiled a little bit, but that is, I mean, come on. That is so fun. I feel like it just like opened up my foiling options by so much. I have so many stencils. So many stencils. You could use from any brand and then just add, let it dry overnight or like an hour or whatever, and then add your foil. Oh, I love that so much. Wow. And again, you still have the negative, so you could still do that onto a foil sheet. We did that the other day on Tuesday. All right, so I have a feeling from seeing this like one star that didn't fully transfer. It looks like it was because there was like a little dip in the gel. So now I'm wondering if this is going to turn out like Crazy Train. Yeah, Kendra, I think I just wish that there was such a thing as like a white toner sheet, but that's not a thing. Because sometimes I just want to be able to use the same pattern on white again. Or like, I guess I'm just picky with the color. Like if it was white, I could ink blend and make my own color. Okay. So the bumps definitely made a difference, right? You guys can see there's a couple hearts here where it did get skipped. Like it did not fully transfer, but still, like that's pretty. What I would do is because like you can see it when the paper went over the other page, it like smeared some of that, so it got sticky all over. But I would totally trim like a strip of this or like a couple strips of this. And it's really fun because it's textured. Like you can just feel that white, like the glossiness gives it like a little bump up. That turned out so much better than I thought it was going to. Wow. Well, all right then. I'm still not going to use the hearts today. I really want to redeem myself and use this stripy foiled one we used the other day. Can you put glossy gel over a white piece of cardstock? I think it would be hard to get it super smooth, but probably. That's interesting. I'm not going to try that tonight. That sounds like too much, but maybe this weekend. All right. So we have our two panels. This guy's already trimmed down a little. I think I'm going to trim this one down to match. Right? Sentiments and embellishments can cover an awful lot. You are very right about that, Susan. All right, so we're going to trim this down to be 4 by 5 1/4. Nope. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Math. 4 by 5 1/4. And we have our little cat and dog. I think they need some kind of color behind them. Maybe we'll just stick with blues for like everything. Or see what kind of scraps I can use up. Get my Pink and Main pattern paper scrap envelope. So the glossy gel is not the same as the glossy accents. So Pink and Main has their own version of glossy accent, which is called Touch of Gloss. So this is like a completely clear, more liquidy, to like add little droplets or give kind of that bubbly shine effect. Where the glossy gel is a little thicker. It's not, it's not really a paste, but it's not as fluid as the Touch of Gloss. And it dries, I mean, it's still glossy, but it doesn't have that like liquid shine that the Touch of Gloss does, if that makes sense. Like it's still shiny, but this looks almost like glass or like plastic on top of your paper. This just has that shine to it. I hope that makes sense. Maybe we'll just add like a little touch of color to these. Or not. Maybe we'll just put them on white. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I'm going to leave that to the side just in case. But I do have white card panels here. So we'll test that out. So we'll continue. All right, let me grab some markers and we'll color up our little cat and our little dog. I think I want to go, let's go orangey cat, and he can go on the blue. That'll give some really fun like contrast. Right, blue and orange are complementary colors. So this will really make it pop. So I'm going in with my YR27. We stamped these first and let them dry because I was using the asphalt ink. And I really wanted to make sure that nothing would smear. Shading in the outside of the face, the base of the ears, and I'm also going to do this little bit right around the nose or the muzzle, under the head, at the bottom of the tail, and then I'm honestly just going to try really hard to fill in the legs with one color. Go. Just like that. Slide this down a little. There we go. And then, so that was YR27. We're going to jump to YR24, which is just a little bit more yellowy, golden kind of color. I'm going to overlap and start to pull that color in. Same on the ears. I'm leaving the cheeks mostly open because we're going to give it a little blush. Fill in this middle part of the foot. And then we'll go YR21 for our lightest. I'm just doing little circles overlapping that onto that YR24 to make sure I get a really nice smooth blend. And I'm going to add a little bit of that to the base of the inside of the ear. And to help kind of cover up where I got a little messy coloring, I'll add it to the top of the cheeks too. We'll overlap it with that red, and it'll just help any color that's there look a little more blended out. A little swirly tail. All right, let's grab some R20. Use that to fill in the ears and the blush marks. And the nose. And then we'll use a little bit of like a cream color on the belly and the face. And yes, Kendra, I did set it to 3 on my mink, which is what I usually set it to when I'm doing foiling with my toner. So I just kind of guessed that maybe that was the thing to do, but it worked. So I don't know if you have to use the heat, but the heat certainly didn't hurt anything. So I'm going to grab my fat number 5 gel pen, clean up one little spot, 2 little spots, I guess, around the muzzle, and add in my little eye highlights. There is our sweet little cat ready to go. That big old cranium. I'm going to go in with just one more pass of the 21. that lightest shade, just to make sure that that forehead is blended out. Set that to the side. Let's get this puppy taken care of. Hey, Angie. Thanks for checking in. I think I want like a blondie or brown, like not cream, maybe some light 30s for my pup. I want something with a little color to play off all of the silver of the stars. I don't want black and white. I think the last time I colored him, I made him black and white. I don't remember. All of these lives are starting to kind of run together a little bit in my brain, guys. So I'm going in with the 35, E35, doing the outside of the face, the base of the ears, just like with the cat. It's just a little bit different placement for kind of where that, what that means on a dog. The bottom of the tail. I'm going to do that same thing. We're just going to shade in the whole leg with the tippy tip of the marker. I'm leaving his spots open so that we can color those up different, kind of like how we did the belly on the cat. We're going to jump to 33. So my cat was YR 27, 24, and 21. Let's see, there's the cat. YR 27, 24, 21. Hopefully that helps. And you can always go back and watch these lives afterwards too. If you ever need to, you can go back and see some color inspiration or need like a refresher on a technique maybe we used. If you're watching this after the fact as a replay, thank you. Thank you from past me. Okay. And we're going to jump to 31. This again is a big, kind of a big jump, just like on that cat. So we're definitely going to want to go in and do like a base layer. And then I'm going to go in and do lots of those little circles using the side of my brush nib to just kind of buff and start to blend in that color. And just take your time. Using the side of your marker also allows your marker to sit on the paper a little longer, which lets the inks kind of marry a little better. We'll go R20 for the blush on this guy and the nose again. I was going to do light spots, but now I kind of want dark spots. So let me bring in another 30. We'll go 39. And I'm just going to color that in with just one color. Go. Back in with my white gel pen. Add my little eye highlights. And there are our little cat and dog. And they're so cute. All right, so we're gonna take the coordinating dies, which I just have stashed in the back of my packaging, which this is not the best set for that because They're so skinny that it makes getting in there a little difficult. Let me trim this down. I don't want to lose any extra Copic paper. I agree, Mary. I think the long legs are just so fun and it's a very different look. I feel like I don't see a lot of companies that have this style of image. I love when brands are lean into more like unique designs, stuff that'll really like stand out. I think I must have put this one in my die cut machine at like a weird angle or something. It definitely curled a little bit. I think I should put these guys on my cutting plates. I'm just gonna run it through and my die cut machine off. For anybody who hasn't been here when I've talked about it, I craft in a kind of hallway between my living room and my kitchen. So I have a desk and like a little square shelf unit here next to me, and then the bookshelves behind me. But I don't have a lot of like countertop or desk space, so my die cutting machine lives either on the floor or under my desk. It's supposed to go home to under my desk every day, but let's be honest, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes she just hangs out on the floor. Okay. So let's take, oh my gosh, it's literally perfect. It's going to cover that up completely, that wrinkle. And then he's so cute with his his stars. All right, but I need some kind of something to add my sentiments with. I guess maybe like to a possum friend for both. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing. I wasn't going to use the that Stay Strong stamp set again, but I just love those sentiments, you guys. I guess possum friend is okay too, though. So the white panels I have under here are literally just white pieces of paper. And then I have the card bases. So what I'm thinking is maybe we will cut an extra little white panel to go, or like square. Well, we need a shape. Luckily, I have a lot of those from me. Let's grab a shape. Something small. What did I do with my diamond? Yeah, maybe a diamond. That's what I was going to use on Tuesday, and I forgot. So maybe like, right, to a possum friend, and like have it tucked in the center, and then our little animals can go right next to it. Honestly, even like that way, we cover it a good bit. Or like up and down for that one, maybe. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to take one of these because these are just white cardstock panels. I'm going to cut 2 of these. Then we can assemble onto our card bases instead of just making small panels. These are the stitched diamond dies. If anybody needs a link after this, you can go grab it from Tuesday's video in the description. Because I was going to use them and then forgot. And then today when I was making my supplies list for tonight, I removed them and now I'm using them. Because of course. I love these though. They're really fun. Good to just have for a moment like this when you just need something. Right? I don't want it to take away from my critters, but I just need something. It can't just be plain. Wonder what I did with my, nope. There we go. With my bone folder. Wonder where that went. You fold it over. Okay. So I'm thinking liquid glue for our foil panel. I do think I still want the cat to the left of center for this one. I want its head covering up that larger wrinkle section up there. And we're going to pop these guys up. We might have to switch up the sentiment for this one a little bit. I don't know. And then this guy, same deal, but we'll pop up our critters and our sentiments with okay, absolutely no fly. I shooed 2 flies out of the house earlier and thought I was in the clear, but one just landed on my wrist, just trying to annoy me. Yeah, and he'll have a little like that. Oh, those need a color. Let's just do, we'll do barbershop for the cat. We'll do asphalt black for the pup. I still like the idea of this, but then the tail is just in the way. Covering that is just not working out how I thought it would, guys. I don't know about that one. Let's do this one. You know, sometimes it just doesn't click. That one's just not clicking for me. So I'm gonna tuck my little diamond at an like up against that flat and then just turn my Misty so it's facing me straight. And we're gonna do to a possum friend because I think it'll fit in there really well. with our asphalt ink. I don't know about this cat, guys. Part of me thinks it's better to not force it and to like give it a day and look at it later. I think we're gonna just do the dog one, and I'm gonna give the cat some space, and I will figure something out. And then Tuesday, I will let you know what I ended up doing, what the answer was. Because I just don't want to force it and then either mess something up or feel like I don't like it. And I know myself, and I know that's what's going to happen. Like, it's just paper and this is supposed to be fun, but I know that if I push it right now, I won't like it anymore. To a possum friend. Two paw prints on the diamond and do the sentiment inside. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Kendra, thanks for hanging out. I'm sorry you don't feel good. I hope you feel better quick, but thanks for coming through. For the dog, I'm just adding foam to the head and the feet. There we go. And he'll just line up right like that. Mary, I'm definitely going to play around with those paw prints. I like that idea. I think that has some definite possibilities to it, but we're already 45 minutes in. So I think I'm going to call this one done. At least I have one cool panel, and it was the Glossy Gel panel. And I truly love this. It's pretty on camera, but it's not doing any justice to how it looks in person. So thank you so much, guys, for coming to hang out. Let me switch. Let me move this out of the way first. How about that? And then there we go. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this one. It was an interesting ride, but hey, we learned that 100% verified, you can foil on Glossy Gel with stencil and make so many different panels and patterns and whatever you want. So we'll definitely play more with this. I will let you guys know on Tuesday what happens with this cat card. If you have any requests for what you guys want to see next week, definitely leave me a comment. You can also always DM me on Instagram. My link to that is in the description of wherever you're watching. And otherwise, I hope you guys have a very happy and safe weekend. Stay cool, stay safe, stay healthy. And until next time, guys, happy crafting.